It is the scene heard around the world the moment that announced Yu-Gi-Oh! Had arrived. Exodia is one of the most iconic monsters of all time, debuting in the first episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters, as well as in the first set Legend of Blue Eyes. It was the automatic win condition that didn't involve reducing your opponent's life points to 0, and Konami has crafted several forms of Exodia throughout the lifetime of the game, including Necros, the ultimate Forbidden Lord, Incarnate, and Defender. Exodia decks have long focused on various draw engines in order to assemble the 5 pieces, but it is one piece of support called Obliterate that has inspired our design of the deck we're showcasing today. The premise of this deck is to leverage whichever form of Exodia is needed to win the duel. That can involve assembling the original pieces in hand or overpowering the opponent with the other forms. All of this is accomplished by dumping the pieces into the grave, the way Obliterate does, then retrieving those pieces or leaving them in the grave to power the other Exodia monsters. The first monster is Summoner of Exod, based on the Royal Vizier of the Pharaoh Shimon, who actually summons Exodia during the Dawn of the Duel arc. When he's normal summoned, you can add one Exod monster from your deck to your hand. This of course means he's the one card that can search out for Exodia's head at will, but he can also search any of the other full-bodied Exodias or the other Exod support monsters. On top of that, as his name suggests, he can summon an Exodia or Exodius monster from your hand or graveyard by sending one card you control to the grave, ignoring its summoning conditions. On top of that, the summoned monster can't be destroyed by your card effects, which is really just in there so Exodia Necros doesn't pop itself. Next is the rest of the Pharaoh staff, the Soldiers of Exod. If you control an Exod monster, you can special summon him from your hand. Moreover, when he's sent from the field to the graveyard, you can add one Obliterate or one Foribdden One spell or trap from your deck to your hand. His effects are designed to combo with the Summoner of Exod. Next, we have the Pharaoh himself, Defender of Exod. He can special summon himself when an Exodia monster, Forbidden One card, or Obliterate is targeted for an attack or effect, then negate that attack or effect, but he's banished when he leaves the field. On top of that, when he's special summoned, he gains an effect where you contribute him to protect your cards from destruction. Finally, we have Soul of Exod, who takes after Magician Souls. When you have him in hand, you can send one Forbidden One or Exod monster from your deck to the graveyard, then send him to the graveyard to special summon one Exodia or Exodius monster that can't be normal summoned from your grave, ignoring its summoning conditions. And that monster can't be targeted or destroyed by card effects until the end of your next turn. This is a quick effect, so whether you need him for defense or offense, he can do both. There's only one spell for this deck, and it's called Return of the Forbidden One. Return is a normal spell with 2 effects. A, you can return any of your banished Forbidden One monsters to your graveyard, or B, you can target 2 Forbidden One monsters or 1 Exod monster in your graveyard and add it to your hand. Since this deck, as you'll continue to see, focuses on dumping cards from deck to grave, this is pivotal to get those pieces back for Exodia. The 2 traps here are designed after Obliterate and work in tandem with one another. Both activate by sending a Forbidden One monster or Exodia card from your hand or deck to the graveyard, and upon doing that, Chains of the Forbidden One responds to an opponent's monster effect by negating it, and Seal reduces your opponent's monster's attack and defense to 0 in response to an attack. They also both have the floating effect of Obliterate, where when it is sent to the graveyard, you can add one Forbidden One monster or Exodia card from your graveyard to your hand. So that does it for the Exodia support. Hope you enjoyed. Would love to get your thoughts and feedback in the comments section. And make sure you like and subscribe, because while today's deck was very trap heavy, the next one that we're showcasing laughs in the face of trap heavy decks.